All right, stream, we're looking to get this started just in just a second here. We're going to get these maps up for y'all. Get these maps up. Karachi map 1, Skid Row map 2, Double Invasion for Art Control and Hardpoint. And if we make it all the way to a map 5, we're looking at a Karachi map 5. All right, looks like the lobby crashed, but we're going to wait for that to come back up. But looking at these two, it's going to be a fairly interesting game. You know, last time these two teams saw each other, Milwaukee absolutely slammed zSports. Let's hope that doesn't happen for them again. Let's get into this map. And just hang tight with me while these maps are getting under control. We're getting their lobby in. All the boys are getting loaded up. Yeah, looks like we're getting this map started. Let's get right into it. So like I was mentioning earlier, you know, the last time that we saw Milwaukee play zSports, Milwaukee won a 3-0. You know, they were the one that Skid Row, that Terminal, and that Karachi, and they're not repeating those maps here, you know, so we're hoping that they learn from their mistakes there, seeing if that's something that they're going to be able to put through this time, you know, and it was a big performance out of Buzz for them, you know, and that's something that we need to keep lookout for here. He was the whole reason, well, not the whole reason, but he was a very big reason. Dropped a 1.51 in that reverse sweep that they had against No Use Talking before this goes. So he's going to hold the time here. So starting off well, 1-0 for him. Oh, starting out great for zSports here. Complete control of the hill. They're soaking. We're looking at, we have top 3 control. You're hoping that Milwaukee can probably get a break here, but, you know, we have number 5 over there, Nodi getting set up for next, and that's really where it's going to be the big thing, where it's going to be this rotation, you know, like, if they end up getting a full 50 here, they're going to be able to set that off for P2, and as I say that, number 7 breaks in, and they're able to kind of hold that for a little bit, they get right back into it. So, yeah, so that first hill is not really going to do much for us. We're looking at a 30-20 kind of when this kind of wraps up. It's really all going to be about that P2 control. And we have over here 5 and 3. I wonder if he resets, gets behind him, and he does not. That is an absolute fantastic win for zSports. As they're getting set up, they're not quite getting the time as they're being flooded from all around. But it really is just about that first hill. Didn't really do much if they can hold all of this. But so far that time going back to Milwaukee, they're doing a good job holding it. You're just going to have to fair off these fair pushes and really just look towards that P3 rotation. You know, when you look at a 30, or what time do you throw it up? If you are zSports, you start rotating now. Is Sirius trying to do that? Does he know that one is sitting right above him? It's going to shot. You hope they get a trade here. If not, it's going to be a really... Oh, they do get the trade. Fantastic out of zSports for them to all be here. Really, everybody's just kind of going to sit here. Those last 12 seconds going over from P1 don't really matter at this point. Get some KDs here for y'all. Yeah, but as the hill pops, we have our first thing over here by Junk. We have a couple people set up. Hopefully they can hold this pushes. Just one going through Junk. Look, the other three are going to tunnel over through Coop, see how their push goes. We got one up top kind of looking for those people that were over at Junk. It's really going to be big about these first rotations. Seeing, you know, they have their crosses. Just absolutely needing them to kind of step up here and get those trades, and they don't. Milwaukee breaks in fairly easily. You know, their first push was wander off, but they're looking at a good 30 seconds on this hill. You know, if you're zSports, do you try to hit one more time? That's what they're trying to do. Oh, they get called off on the way. You just try to set up for church at this point. You know, you want to hold that church so they can hold. You know, good teams can probably get one up, get one down, and they'll be able to hold all of Church Hill here. You know, they're all fully set up, and it's just a matter of those first couple breaks. You know, if you're Milwaukee, you probably just want to keep this scrappy and just move on to P4. That's where we look. We have number 1 looking right at his front. Bully gas is back. Hopefully they get that trade, and they do. And they absolutely clean house. Just number 8 left here for them. Going up through top church. He is low, so maybe that will work out for them. And it's just him. Hopefully the teams can reinforce. He gets one up top, you know, and then we get him all the time, and that's great. Yeah, just absolutely. K-Top just cleans house by himself. They're able to get the rest of this hill. You know, number 2 is going to try to make one more push for it. Coming over to kitchen, they're going to go next. If you've been watching, you know, you kind of been happy with what you've been able to do so far. Really just have to be set up for next. We have one here back too. I guess at Milwaukee, if you're in this situation, you really wanted to clear house a little bit earlier than this. You know, you have loved to gotten set up here and really be able to push that lead forward, you know. So right now, you're just going back to that 1-to-1. He absolutely wins that. Great job out of Gooley for him. Big pushes are going to come here through the back. They're all getting picked off in the back. Hopefully he gets into here, and he does not win. A great hold from 7 and 8 to just hold that hill and be able to push him on to next. They should hold the remainder of this 20 and just kind of looking back towards that P1, trying to get that control up top. Looking for his guy up church, and great job out of them. Kind of sitting in the standstill, a good 60-point advantage here. If they can hold all of this, they'll be in a really, really good spot. But we know this goes a little bit scrappy. You know, everyone dropping around him. You're kind of looking for what number 1 and number 4 are doing here. They're able to break into the hill, and if they can push him back into that spawn, they do have the rotation for next. So hopefully they can trap them back here and be able to get not only this full 30 seconds they have left on this hill, but trying to get for all of P2, which would really put them not only back into this game, but might probably give them a lead here. Looking at one more push coming through last. Looks like they're going to break, but Gooley trades it out, so great job out of them. and just kind of turning all eyes over to this P2 that they've been set up for a good 20-30 seconds. It's all going to be about this first couple of waves. You can't really afford to give Milwaukee a chance at this if you want to be back into it. You really ideally want to be able to hold all 40, if not all 60 seconds of this, and then be able to rotate over to chicken. And it looks like they're going to do that fantastically, holding inside. We just have one guy, top AC, trying to play a little bit of spoil sport here, but he doesn't really get much going. They're doing a good job trying to stay out of his eye line. He's just waiting for his team, but his team takes a good 15 seconds to get there. We are winning these fights around the hill. 2 more sitting inside. Hope we can get in. They absolutely ripped one of them. Great job from K over there. So all goes is back 1-1, and Milwaukee actually loses this. So zSports is able to get back in this with Buddha. And then we're going to move on to next. Like we said, we hope that they could get this rotation, but they were fighting for last. So Milwaukee, you really want to hold them off here. They were able to chip all of that lead that you gained from that fantastic hold at P1. And you're just hoping to hold them off the way they held you off of P2, Looking over at chicken, it's looking like zSports is going to try to flood in through that side. Just sending one through mid. Just going to try to pepper the guy on the hill, not doing too much there through that window. Trying to get across, and he does. They don't have anybody holding that front for them. And they get in. You have 8 in the back, but there's not much he can do when there's so many of them up front. He gets the one up the hill, but can he hold it? No, he cannot. The teamwork out of zSports to hold this is doing fantastic. You're looking at the guys at mid, and they're just trying to get into the hill, but it looks like, if you're Milwaukee, you have to go next. You can't really afford to fight for this 20. And this 20 is just going to get them over that double century mark. Just looking at 50 points to close out this game. But it's still incredibly close. Can go to just about anybody. Looking back to this church, we have most Milwaukee set up around here. Red arrows all over church. And it'll just be a matter of whether they can hold them off or not. It's looking like they might get this first wave because they'll go down below, see how they can break in from the back. Buzz gets 1 kill. Oh, they get 3 here. Just looking at Zero, just left the only one on point, and he gets it. See how long he can stay alive. Seeing if anybody's going to push in from the front. He moves on to the back, but no time here, which is it's good out of zSports. You want to keep it scrappy. You're just hoping that they can get on to next. So at this point, Church is looking to be a really, really scrappy hill. If they can hold the rest of this, they're in a good spot. And no, zSports breaks right back into it. Let's see. Once again, zSports. You're just trying to hold the front. You have 3 from Milwaukee in the front. They get him off of last, so that'll be a good 10 seconds that doesn't go to anybody else. But a team nade kind of sets them back on these rotations. Milwaukee's done a good job so far of rotating, but we haven't really seen that into huge holds. They just keep going back and forth. They'll hold one, then zSports will hold the other. It's going to be about who can actually, if they can hold on to the rest of this, they can win it here. But if this point goes like any of the other ones have been, it's going to be scrappy, and it might go to the next one. So far, good trades. They do get him out of points. Good fun gunfighter here. Buzz wins it, so that would be great for them if he can stay up in the hill, and he doesn't. Oh, this is big out of goalie. This is really big. It's not going to let him win it here, but it is really big dagger time. It'll put them just a couple of seconds away from closing out this game. At some point that probably Milwaukee wished they would have had. But the bright side here is that they do have this rotation. You have Siri sitting in point. You have K up top trying to look over him. It would just be about whether they can get this red control to kind of fend everybody off. And K does a good job at holding that, so hopefully they can hold this for the next 20 seconds that they need. If you're zSports, you have to be there. You have to go. But I think they're being fended off from the front. They're being fended off from the side. Seeing if Buzz can get in here. Buzz does. Buzz kills the guy on time, but he gets straighter from up tops. It's just a matter of who can get in. Super scrappy hill going back and forth. Right now, B is sitting in the point. All they need is 5. K can get in. Can 7 get in? Siri is there. You have to contest it. You have to sit in their point. There you go. 1 second away. Just to get all the trades. Milwaukee gets all of the trades. They're in the point. They can still win it here. It's just 5 seconds for either team. win it. Fantastic job of Milwaukee to get that break at the end. It really sealed that map for them. You know, I mean, does that kind of go back to, you know, obviously, like, zSports does a way better job they did this time than the last time they faced off. You know, that Skid Row that they had last time went to a 250 to 133, and here you're looking at a 249, 250. You know, one gunfight goes the other way, and zSports can lock that in for them. But Milwaukee break in when they needed to. You know, it was part of what they needed to do into this map. Was zSports just kind of needed to clutch up in those little moments, which is hoping that they win that. And make sure we got to hear that first map going over to Milwaukee. And yeah, I mean, overall, great job out of them.
All right, y'all can keep host.
And it's the call to keep host. So we'll be going back and forth on this host. Should be a fairly quick game then. No need for the extra delays in between these maps. And then we turn eyes to this Skid Row S&D. Skid Row looking like a fairly good map for both of them. Both times that Milwaukee and zSports have played this on stream, we've seen them take it, both of them. Yeah, and when we're looking over to this S&D, you know, we're looking for a couple of star players here. You know, we're looking over at Caterator over there for Milwaukee.
Yes, sir.
Normally has a 1.6 in this S&D. Just doing a great job for his team to get those kills, those initial bloods, and kind of making sure they convert over on that. Overall, Milwaukee's a pretty good S&D team, looking at 3-1 for their matches, only dropping one of these maps, whereas zSports is looking more of a 3-2. But S&D kind of goes either way. You know, we know that if you've been playing this COD, you got your good setup. Sometimes timing just kind of get in the way. But my eyes really are going to be on Goalie for this zSports team. Normally a 1.32 player for S&D. Really hoping that they can continue on this trend that kind of they have from that map 5 against No Use Talking. They were able to really clutch up in that terminal S&D. Hopefully that's something that can translate over to the Skid Row.
Yeah, ready?
See if I can get in time. Now let's get this S&D started over here. Like I said, my eyes over here are going to be with Goalie, hoping that he can keep up that S&D KD for his zSports team and seeing how this first break is going to go. We're looking like we have all three of them going to this bottom books area, trying to clear out, going up through the middle, and they pick off one, seeing if Dr. can hold it, and he does. He gets one, gets a bunch of tags on the other, but doesn't quite get the connection, and they're able to recover bomb, which is very big for them here. As long as he doesn't lose the gunfight, that's very, very close out of 7, but they do have that info that everybody's sitting on those inner stairs. Oh, Team Nade, absolutely terrible for him. He was a good spot for them to hold it, and because of that, they're going to be able to get the plant. You're looking at a 1v3 for Noted here. And he gets the first one out of God Stairs. Fantastic job out of him. He does need to heal up before he probably goes through these inners. And he's waiting for him up there. That stun's going to back him up and they get the trades. Good job out of zSports here to keep those numbers. You know, and it really all comes down to those God Stairs. the guy there was holding it, and he was kept helping them keep him off of the bomb. And then the second that he loses it, you see it. Milwaukee, zSports, excuse me, absolutely jumps on that plan, and then it's just a matter of time. You know, you leave them this 1v3, a very hard thing to do when they know where you are. They're keeping up with where their enemy is, and that's something that you kind of have to do in S&D. So we'll see how they hold their defense here. Looking back over to the Milwaukee side, their highest layer, KT, gets one straight off, absolutely rips him off a plat. And he is the bomb carrier, so it's really, really great that he stayed up there. And they end up getting another one. Did they know that number one is sitting here just waiting for him? And you don't. Oh, he gets turned on. Oh, that you do not. You have to win that. You chased him into TV. You absolutely have to win that. Great job at KT to win that. But, oh, man, that you hate to see that. It does put the S&D back at 1-1. Which is good, but man, if you're zSports, you had that. It was right there. There's no reason you should have lost that. Granted, everybody else was dropping, and they probably would have gotten Milwaukee probably would have gotten the round anyways. But that was just that's terrible. Going back on board with them, we have 2 flying tunnel. We don't really have anybody else going against us. See if he guns the whole team here. He's gonna look for one. If he gets one, absolutely gets traded in 2 seconds because of their teamwork on the side. But he calmed that out to the rest of them. They did. And you really are hoping that Milwaukee can just keep him to these God stairs, seeing if they can get him out. And they don't. They all get out. zSports gets control of inside. They bring it back to a 2v2. It's a trade, and then good job up top. We missed it on the Codcaster on my side. But he was able to get both of those last picks for Milwaukee. We'll see both of them here where he gets goalied through. And then Bust, kind of, they were stuck just where they were from that beginning of the round. They really weren't able to get out of that. And if you're zSports, you kind of hope that you do. You know, you get that first initial pick, and then you're looking to push through, and then you just never make it past that threshold or outside of TVs. Let's come back on board with Milwaukee as they go over to their attack on board with the bomb carrier for them. Missed the first jump, but that's not something we all saw on stream. Oh, and then great job at the zSports to control that top plat. They pick everybody off of there. And then once again, we're kind of left in this spot where everything just slows down, hoping to get a pick before they push up. This big gunfight that zSports wins. And you're hoping number 2 can spot the guy over here, back ticket. And he might have. He's kind of waiting a little bit to pick this again. They definitely know that he's there now, and he gets picked off. You know, you like that he's trying to take a chance there, but he was just left in a very unfortunate situation, backed against the corner. You have 2 guys from zSports just kind of waiting for him. There wasn't much left to do in that moment. And this is kind of mirroring that hard point. Just going back and forth, trading hills, and this time they're trading S&D rounds. Well, back on Ghoulie and them as they bang out bottom here, looking over to clear out P3, going through flat, nobody there. They get that first pick, bottom garage. Does he know that he placed TV here? And we're looking back at number 7, getting back through tunnel, trying to get to those God stairs. You get good timing up here. These doors are closed. He does get a trophy in this time, which is what got the guy last time over at God stairs. But for now, the bomb is going down. And it's looking like we have 3 zSports all together inside. You're looking at what number 3 is doing back here, holding their plat for them, but really not doing much information-wise. Oh, he gets number 5. Number 5 guns him. Hopefully come that out that they know that they're up bottom. We're looking at this guy from top who just naded where his teammate was going, so that's a miscommunication on their side for sure. Sprays a little bit, gets the guy... Gets a good trade on the 1 TV, but we're still not in a great place, and they get traded immediately up there. Yeah, looking at this map count, and not get it on the board. It looks like I did not press it. I didn't press it, and I didn't write it down. But Milwaukee won it 249 to 250 on that first Karachi hard point. And then back on zSports, you know, they are hoping to close out this S&D. Hoping they can keep this advantage. But very interesting out of Milwaukee, all hitting this back apartments area, going to be the first time we're seeing a team actually come back here and try to hit that. Number 2 is going to be a great spot to spot this cross and see if he can hopefully get it. He sees one back there, and apparently he may be coming this back. They do have 2 sitting on this back hall area. But I think they're just playing here off of contact. Unless Noted ends up coming down these stairs, they won't be able to do much at the very beginning of this. But once again, kind of like every other round, we're going to slow down right in the middle of this. They do know that he's over here by top fire, but I don't think they know that anybody else is in this back hallway. Certainly, they don't know that all 3 of them are sitting back there. But they do have to move on a little bit quicker here. We're looking closer to the 15-second mark to get that bomb down. And they do start to see if they start to make a push over here. He goes back and gets traded over by P3. And then it'll be important to see who wins this. Yeah, they get back control. So great moment for Milwaukee there. But they're on the bomb. Do they check it? Do they check it? They don't check it. And zSports gets in the defuse. Huge miss out of Milwaukee. You have to come back and check that bomb. You know you've cleared out the left side of the map, but you're missing 2. They're sitting over apartment side, and you just don't come back and check it, and you lose that round. Just a misstep by Milwaukee that zSports just took advantage of. You really hope that doesn't stay with them as we go on to the next hill here. We're looking at a 4-2. Once again, zSports really wants to be able to get this in the bag. They probably should have won that map 1, just 1 point away. So, you know, you really want them to start the restart here. And they get all the trades, and that's bumped down up top. It'd just be a matter of whether they can recover this. But they're super spread out here. Number 1 gets good timing back here. Apartments, does he know that there's a guy sitting up here? It doesn't look like it. They're just kind of being friendly with that door over there. And he's going to cross. Does number 5 spot him? Number 5 gets good timing on him, bottom books. And does pick it up. Oh, and we're shooting bodies. That's a very interesting move considering that they just got ninja diffused. But I'll let them have that. CB does recover the bomb here. But he doesn't have any chance inside of this stairs. They knew that bomb was down, and they were able to come back and check it. It brings us back to a 4-3. zSports just got picked apart. You know, Milwaukee did a good job. They isolated the gunfights. Probably got a little bit lucky on the apartment side. Shot a couple of bodies. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite them. Let's get set up once again. Let's go over to the attacking side. Seeing what their move here is going to be is to get this back all level to 4. It's looking like we're going to go back over to good old faithful. Looking back at this flat area. They get fantastic trades out of the team. Oh, and they get all of them. Good job, Milwaukee. Fantastic blind push out of them to know that they were all there. You know, in zSports, you were in the right place, but you lost almost every gunfight there. Absolute beams coming from the Milwaukee side to just take down everybody at zSports. And we are back to all even. You know, we really are looking for over here K to come step it up a little bit, you know, sitting at 3 and 4. Now, Note is probably taking all the kills for them here, but you want him to get a couple more. Normally, he's their leader, KD-wise, in S&D. Hoping to get that replicated here. They do back them off of here. They know the bomb is down up top. Important to see what this guy, Godstairs, can see it. He sees him pick up the bomb, but he's not able to get the shots on him. And number 1 does get away, but they do comment over this. He knows this guy's waiting for him. The stun hits him, and the bullets hit him. And zSports is down for another round. Another great round out of Milwaukee. Just being able to get their picks. You know, it looks like they've kind of shaked off that defuse and just looking to go back on that domination round that they had last time. Where they, you know, thinking back to the last time they played Milwaukee, they absolutely slammed them, you know. They're thinking to themselves, man, we should have this in the bag. What are we doing? You know, just hoping that's something that they can do all together as a team, working forward towards that win. Hoping to get the second map for them here. As I'm back on board with them, we have 2, we have 3 going down this tunnel area. One hits downstairs and gets fantastic shots out of him. We do have a Cruz coming in. That doesn't get anything but information. I'm back on number 7. Great job here out of Siri, just being able to absolutely beam the guy inside. And you kind of hoping there's another missile coming in. They should have the information, and they have bump going down. But they're losing the fights on point. So it ends up being just B here for us, coming back through Barber. Doesn't get good timing on him. He does. But they know that he's back here. It's a matter of whether 5 and 6 are going to play this together. If they're playing this smart, just waiting for him to come and push up point, which he has to, because we're counting down the time. Like 7.5 seconds to defuse, and there's not that many repetitions of that left here. He chooses to go through Got Stairs. Doesn't spot the first in the hill, and they get the second one, and Milwaukee brings it in again. Great regain out of Milwaukee. Well, good thing the shooting bodies didn't come back to bite them. And that puts in the second map for Milwaukee on the board. Granted, these are a lot closer maps than the last time they faced each other. We'll see how this control goes through. We are heading to an invasion for a control. But on the Milwaukee side, noted absolutely carrying the team, 13 and 3, even the 9 and 6 with the 2,200 damage. Great job out of them to bring that all back in together. Milwaukee does get that second win on the board. So really just turning eyes to this invasion control.
It was like 30 seconds. Our guys got this.
And it looks like it's going to come in. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. And while we do that, let me put the ticks on the score. So that we can see it going into this very, very important map 3.
Alright, we're good whenever.
But yeah, like I said, let's turn our eyes over to invasion control. It's an interesting pick out of Milwaukee. Every time they've played invasion control, it has been a loss for them. So they're hoping to turn that around here. But for zSports, they've really only had their one time on here was in this past match against No Use Talking, where they started their reverse sweep, ended up taking that there. But yeah, it's very interesting, this control, you know. I guess Milwaukee is just hoping that they've figured out what they did wrong those first couple of times that they played this. And if not, then we're looking at a map 4. But this map is just about to get underway. Getting it up on stream for y'all here. And then for our control, you know, we really are going back on board with KT over here. Normally a 1.6 player for them in control. You know, many of the many of the objective-based games, kills aren't always a big thing, but in Control they are. But SP Gaming getting fantastic. SP, excuse me, ZSP. zSports Gaming, doing a good job getting those first one and almost tick on B off the break. They will secure that second tick, and they do kind of have control of most of this 3 street. You're looking at number 7 and number 8 to kind of play spoiler here. 8 will get 1, and hopefully 7 can jump out from dark and help his teammate there. Hopefully he's going to spring into action, and he just sits here. So that won't happen. And zSports will fairly quickly take over B, giving them 2 minutes to take over this A side. But absolutely beaming out of Milwaukee, which is great for them. Kind of turning our eyes over to that street. They're kind of all going to flood in through A, which is your better point. Looking at 2 over here. He has gotten into bad gas. Didn't know that he's here. Doesn't matter. He dies. So turning back our eyes over to Milwaukee. They do have a good control over mid here. They kind of lose a little bit of their crosses back here. Looking at blue up top. And he gets caught. So they do root him out of their spawn. It'll be 17 to 19 lives. 16 to 19 lives. Kind of going back and forth. They are down for a couple. SP will continue to push in through this side. You know, they know that they've all been here every time. Nobody really taking that A Street route. Granted, 8 is out here on the tank looking into their spawn. But with all of them spawning ice cream, they should know that he's back here. Number 3 has gotten into P1, getting a little bit closer to that A point. And it looks like he's going to cross the street pretty free, and we'll stop time here and start to get on that capture. Just a 1-man capture for now, a 7, and the rest of his team push through, and a fantastic nade cleaning out all of A. Hopefully hopping on this point to decap it, and he does do that. So looking back to our fights to the middle of the map, they kind of all go Milwaukee's way again. You know, they regain control up here at the front. Finally, someone pushing in through this A Street. And they just get traded out for the guy sitting over here by SMG. Hopefully 3 can try to get a couple bullets on him, but the time is running out. If you're zSports, you're down in lives, you're down in time, and you're about to be down on round counts. Now, all this fight's going over by P1, but you only have 8 seconds left. Can you get anybody on? Everybody's a little bit too far. Number 2 tries to get in, and he gets caught. And that will be the first round for Milwaukee. Really setting this back on how their Karachi control was the last time these 2 teams faced each other. And then they'll try this again. Looking over, man, 10 and 4 out of number 7 over there. Doing a great job for his team. Really was the one holding them back into their spawn with those fights over by DVD. And we'll see if they can replicate this over on the other side. Looking like Milwaukee wants to go for A here, and they do get somebody on. He does get off a point real quick. But the trades are on point yet again. Loses the fight over there. Cruz coming in. Cruz is hopefully going to help out his team on the hill here. And they miss for the guy for P1, but he should have that confidence in front of him, and he does get it. So he ends up holding that here. Hopefully... Oh, and they hop on both. So you have number 5 capping over at A. A huge gunfight here out of B. He doesn't win it at all. They do get it for 3, so they're choosing to go for this 2 capped A, which can arguably says there's a mistake because there's only 1 capture left on B. Okay, still alive here. If he can get him, it'll be huge. Just gets the 1, but it does give him enough time that his rest of his team is sitting over on this B point. They don't quite win the trades, but we still have a couple of players sitting in this area. They do regain control. The guy DVD ends up getting a kill here. And then we have number 8 hopping on this point. They really are covering all of their bases here. Just a matter of whether 2 can slip in through the front. But they know that he's here. He is tacked up, and then he is out of the fight. really zSports not being able to get a rehold of this point is really getting out of control for them. They aren't able to stop this B capture. Is going to go through, and then all eyes are going to look back over to this A side that only needs one take, and they have 2 minutes to get this. And they're up 5 lives. You know, things are looking good for Milwaukee here. Just a matter of whether this guy can get to this. He knows he can P1. He does get him. Great job out of Noda to keep his kill. It would have been fantastic if he got the one in carpets. But Milwaukee is pressing through the back. We have people at gas covering their spawn. Did they know that he's still back here? And it doesn't look like it. No arrows are turning that way. Sean Erie just waiting for his team here. And they do get him, but they do have somebody on point. He knows that they're all coming from this gas side. He has teammates to help him out in the front. One sitting tank. They know that they're P1. Can they get him? And guys out of P1 with this double stack doesn't matter. Milwaukee gets it. Milwaukee really just showing absolute dominance in these controls. While the little gunfights are going back and forth, the overall map control, stacking the hill, Milwaukee is really on top of this control. And that is my dog in the background. I apologize if you can hear that. But looking back on this invasion, you know, Milwaukee seems to have figured out what was wrong with the first 2 times that they played this. Let me get my dog real quick. Alright, I have silenced a little Winnie dog. He is fine. He is sitting in his room. There is no threats to us, but unlike threats, there are threats from gaming. zSports Gaming over here, getting everybody over at A side. It's looking like, oh, Milwaukee clears out. Just to say that, commentator's curse 100%. Milwaukee only lets up 1 tick here, and they go back to that map control spread where they're hoping to get someone over here, getting them out of pallets. While he doesn't get that kill, he does do damage to him, making the fights up the street a little bit easier. You're hoping that KT might have another gun other than the pistol there, as all of zSports Gaming hops on B, capturing this hill fairly quickly here. And once again, we'll turn back eyes over to A, what seems to be like the 7th time I say this, with 2 minutes left on the clock. They are going to push through this spawn. Seeing as he's going to sit on this fire truck, hopefully he can get that kill there. We're looking over at Mid Street. But no one really looking at this back gas side. Just one, he spots him there, but does he know that there's 3 in the back over here? He does not. He gets picked off. One more in the back. He does get grabbed, but we have all of the guys sitting over at gas. Is somebody getting to the point? B does get into the point. He has to know they're gas here. He has to turn around and look for them. But the team has the front. Milwaukee does a great job of retaking this. Really turning over to our guy sitting on P1. He gets 1 kill, but he might get pinched by this DVD side. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He only gets 1, but still the information was there. Buzz gets away with his life with just 11 HP. He gets absolutely fried by Noted, which I guess fried would be a loose term since you only have to hit 1 bullet, but the bullet hit nevertheless. Looking back over here, we only have 1 guy from zSports Gaming really near the point. And then as I say that, he gets gunned out of the hill. In the front of the hill. Ghoulie here trying to play a little bit of spoil sport, trying to get a couple of the guys off of spawn, trying to kind of level his lives back a little bit, but that's not going to help if you don't win the gunfights. And it's looking Milwaukee's going to push up here. They're trying to close out this 3-0, both for control and 3-0 for the entire game. And Milwaukee is super pushed up into this P1 area, just hoping to get those caught off super early. Number 3 might sneak by. No, he gets gunned. Number 2 tries to hop on the hill, and he doesn't make it across. We're looking at number 4. He gets gunned too. Just number 1 left, and he gets fried as well. Milwaukee absolutely gets the hill. Milwaukee gets the control. Milwaukee gets the game. Milwaukee gets back into a 3-0 once again for this teams. The control is an exact replete of the Karachi that they had earlier. The hard point and the S&Ds are a little bit closer, but doesn't quite bring us to where they need to. I mean, great games out of note at 20-8 there. Yeah, Milwaukee does a great job just kind of cleaning house over here. We're going to move over to get an interview with Milwaukee in just a second here. Scroll all the way down to them. Here we go. Let's go on board with Milwaukee.
Like just before A-bomb type thing. Like before the tank.
Boys!
Yeah.
How do we feel?
Feeling
Good. We're kind of the best.
Just a little bit, This would go back to that last time you saw zSports. You also 3-0'd them. Is this something that's going to keep happening?
Yeah.
zSports,
definitely. Those guys can't match us. Buzz is the only one on that team that can match us.
Buzz is guys.
It's a 1v4 out there for them, especially when they pick up some rando. Like, come on.
About a kid.
Yeah, not about him, bro. He's getting in his feels a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. No, but great job, guys. Take me back to that hard point. 250, 249 gets a little bit scary for y'all there. What are we thinking going back into that hills, that P1 hard point?
That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we were coming up and we were all dead off spawn. We saw that and they had like 10 points to get. And they were chilling in spawn, or they were chilling in hill. And just out of nowhere, you see Siri with his elegant wings coming out of nowhere, just jumping towards the hill, getting a free pick, and then me and Sean, we just isolate the guy in time, flying through the air with our Renettis, piecing him and his teammate coming from mid-cut. It was out of a movie.
No, it felt like a movie watching for sure. I could not keep up with the podcaster. Y'all were just flying in, doing a great job getting those trades, and like you said, I kind of thought of a movie. And then we kind of slide into that S&D, which feels at the beginning a little bit back and forth, but then after shooting bodies, we kind of step it up and we get to that 6 count fairly quickly. Any takeaways from the S&D?
Nask noted was our S&D guru.
Yeah,
right there.
13-3.
Oh, sure.
I don't know, brother. It's readable. I don't know what to say. It's pretty simple. I just did the same thing every round, and Bada kept peeking me P3. He killed me the first time when Kyle couldn't run. Guy's game's broken. Yeah. And he killed me because I'm like trying to focus on like if we're leaving the game or not. And then after that, he just chowed it again. I don't know.
Yeah, but then we pulled it all together. Great job out of the S&D, and then control. Boys, control. You were teaching. And it's not the first time. 3-0 last time on Karachi. This time on Invasion, which you've lost twice. There's an interesting map pick from the stat side, but I think you guys figured it out.
Yeah, honestly, we've had so many control reps. Like, that's the only thing we play in scrims. It's just control. Like, we play it like twice a day sets, like for like 2 hours, only control. So like, that's our one game mode. No one's gonna beat us on.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, it looks like a great map control, great times playing the trades, and just absolutely obliterating off the map. Any final takeaways from the game? Anything you want to say to the boys on the other side? Anything you want to say to everybody else you're going to face off?
Shout out Buzz. Much love to him. Good luck to all the rest of them. Whoever's playing for second, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, much appreciated, boys. Good job with the win.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
And that is all for our Milwaukee and zSports game. Kind of a quick one here, but happy you were along for the ride. Happy I was able to take you through. And we'll see you back for more NACL.